If you have ever felt dysregulated, emotionally triggered by anybody, keep watching this. Everybody should be staying here. So this is the image that I use. Pretend that you're a building and you have many different floors. This is just an example. We have an emotional basement, we have an emotional penthouse, and all the things in between. We're humans, we're gonna feel things at different times. There is no good or bad. There is just experience. There are emotions that feel better than others. Let's just be honest. The beautiful part is we can manage our emotions through mindfulness, practicing meditation, but the most important part is observing your thoughts and switching them, being the alchemist, transmuting thoughts of a lower nature to thoughts of a higher nature, because it is the quality of our thoughts that will dictate what chemicals are bathing our body, how we feel, how we vibrate, and ultimately what we attract into our life. We hear a lot about the law of vibration, frequency. What is that? What does it mean? This is the best example. So think of each floor in your emotional building as a frequency. This is frequency 4, frequency 5. This is the basement frequency, the penthouse frequency. Throughout our life, we are going to experience every single floor, every single frequency, every vibration, because life happens. And when we feel emotionally in the basement after a breakup, after a disappointment, if we're grieving the loss of someone, yeah, we are going to be in a low, dense, dark, emotional basement. That's okay. However, we have a choice. We don't have to stay there. Practicing gratitude. I love that statement of gratitude is the elevator up. Gratitude, humility is the elevator up to higher frequencies, higher floors, the penthouse vibration. We hear a lot good vibes, bad vibes, high vibes, low vibes. There are no good or bad. We determine how it feels for us and we speak in those terms, good or bad. But we're not stuck anywhere. Our emotions are constantly changing because our thoughts are constantly changing. You feel the way you do because of the thoughts you think, and they're not conscious, they're subconscious. That's why it's so important to start observing and noticing what is going on in my mind. Well, how do I feel? We cannot dictate and control all the thoughts that come in our mind. We have intrusive thoughts. However, we can dictate and control the ones we get emotionally involved with and romance and talk about and gossip about. So it is truly our responsibility for how we feel. How we feel dictates our vibratory state, the way we vibrate. Emotions, energy, and motion. It's the energy that's running through our body. What causes the energy? The thoughts. If we can control our thoughts or flip them, transmute them, change them when we're aware that we're emotionally involved in a thought that we don't want to be, that's okay. It doesn't mean we're not going to have thoughts that come in and start getting mad and fighting with those thoughts. Just change the thought. If a basement low thought comes in, what's one higher thought than that? I'm not saying if you're in the basement, let's go to the penthouse. That's ridiculous. That's what a lot of people do. And that's why affirmations, positive self-talk, mental diet get such a bad rap, because that's what most people do. They think, I have a bad thought. Oh, I'm a millionaire. I can just be healthy and I'm amazing. No, we don't feel that way. It's an incremental rise, although we can have a quantum leap. When we practice this, it can happen very fast. When we do find ourselves in an emotional basement, just tune in and ask yourself, what is one higher thought than this? For example, we were on a call with somebody and this person was saying, everybody's selfish. People are so greedy. Ugh, I hate people, just angry. I said, well, all that anger is in you. So what's one higher thought? Well, these people are ambitious. Do you see that? Basement thought. People are greedy. People are selfish. What's one higher thought? They're ambitious. Instead of labeling them greedy, which they might be, but who knows, who can judge people, right? We don't know their lives. So having a higher thought will change the way we feel. Because when we're angry, even if it's righteous, when we are angry, and that's the problem with a lot of people, myself included, we are righteous in our anger and we think that we're right about certain things, but we are keeping ourselves in an emotional basement. So let's be the alchemist. Let's really pay attention to how we feel and then tap in, what are the thoughts behind this? That's why mindfulness is so important. What are you thinking on repeat? What messaging are you receiving? What kind of conversations are you having? Is it based on love and acceptance? Or is it on fear, judgment, criticism of yourself or others? Now, I was inspired to do this video. I teach on this all the time. Emotional alchemy, how to transmute lower thoughts into higher thoughts that can make you feel better. Being emotionally sober. Emotional sobriety is everything. Usually when we're addicted to something, that's not the problem. For me, I was addicted to alcohol. I'm almost 6 years sober now, thank God. But I am not addicted. I could break that addiction because I went to the root issue. I went to the root cause. I am now physically sober because I first went in and got emotionally, spiritually, psychically sober. Sober of mind. When we are not sober of mind, it will spill out into our actions and behaviors, and we will pick up an addiction and try to scratch that itch on the outside. So don't live from the outside in. Do not let people let you bounce around. We're responsible for our emotions. When we're triggered, that's okay. Don't get mad at yourself, but go within and transmute that. Even if someone is really being a ding dong on the road and having road rage and being a jerk and being inconsiderate, as we would label it, we suffer from those judgments. What's a higher thought? They must be in a rush. They must, who knows, right? It's just like transmute it. But this is about emotional sobriety here. Okay, back to why I'm doing this. I was inspired to do this because someone had sent me a video, this reel. I think the music just got to me, but it was such a beautiful visual. I'm a very visual learner, as you can see. And you've probably seen this video before of this man going up and down the stairs. I'm going to share it right now.
In my soul, it's the shame, it's the pride of you and me.
But yeah, I don't know. I am so moved by that video because that is what's happening within. And to be gentle with ourselves, knowing that every day we're trying to take steps up to a higher feeling and level, and we shouldn't feel guilty about that. There's a lot of rhetoric out there about like toxic positivity, which I think is absolute garbage. I'll make a video on that later. But as human souls in this world trying to figure this out with all of the unknowns and all of the things that can happen in life, losing people, getting heartbroken, we are always just trying to feel better and help other people to be able to get through this experience of life. So it is worth it to do this work, to take that step. If you fall down, get back up. If you find yourself in the basement, that's okay. Don't get mad. Just what's one step higher? Reach down and pull someone up with a compliment, with a smile, with a prayer, with a silent sharing of a positive vision for them. We are always just trying to get up to the next level, and life will happen. Just like gravity, life will always pull us down. It's just the nature of it. But it's up to us within to reach to that higher level. We fall to get back up, but what happens, just like that gentleman, he was up here and he fell and he got back up, he fell. But what do we normally do? We get up here and we fall and then we just stay here. And it takes no effort, by the way, to stay down. It takes effort to climb back up. It's free. It takes no effort. The rent is cheap down here in the basement. It takes effort, energy, attention, focus, spiritual stamina, doing the work within to rise up and live that inner penthouse life. How many people go out and achieve things and they live in a literal penthouse, but emotionally they're in the basement? I work for the Napoleon Hill Institute, all about personal development. It's been life-saving for me. And the president of the Spanish division, Perla Tamez Casasnovas, she lives in an actual penthouse. She's so successful. One of her neighbors completed suicide, jumped from the penthouse. Can you imagine reaching that sort of success, what it takes to live in a penthouse in New York City and to be in an emotional basement, in so much pain that you can't bear it anymore, that you literally end this life? And that is a sensitive topic because life is hard. And I know the sensitivity with that. And sometimes people do not have the tools, and they do. It's their only resort. But let's start with ourselves, regulating our own emotions. How do you want to feel? How do you want to feel in this life? You can choose it. And a lot of times we feel like we are not in control because the outside world, Carly, you don't understand. No, I'm telling you, we are not taught this. No matter what you're going through. Gratitude, practicing gratitude. I shared on one of my calls that I have a client that's going through grief, a deep loss. And this person tells me, we're practicing gratitude and it is saving our lives. My God, this is life-saving, truly. I always post about this stuff, but like for me, it's a matter of life and death. And although I've never had any plan or intent to end my life, I've definitely felt those feelings, and I work with people who do. So truly, this is a matter of life and death. Spiritual life and death. Do you feel alive? You can change it.